Now you got Boots Ennis who's in your weight class.
Definitely.
What do you think about him?
Oh, he's very, very talented. He's unproven, but he's very talented.
Yeah.
The eye test tells it.
The boxing world just got shaken with another bombshell. Jaron "Boots" Ennis, the young hungry phenom many already call the future of boxing, has officially called out the man most consider the GOAT, Terence "Bud" Crawford.
That's the fight that everybody want to see.
Yeah.
And I want to do it.
Do you respect him as like when he's like, I got a couple fights left, I'm at the end, I'm only trying to get mega fights, so.
I understand it, but don't lie or kept to the net and make it seem like I had the opportunity to fight you and I didn't. I never did. You know what I'm saying? And then that one time that I did, we said they called and we said we never heard nothing else back about it. So
Right.
I mean, I respect it though. I mean, get your money. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing. But don't be capping on the net, acting like.
This time, Crawford didn't hold back. He finally broke his silence, and what he said flipped the entire interview upside down. This isn't just another casual call-out. This could very well be the fight that defines the next era of boxing. Because when a 26-year-old lion challenges a 38-year-old king, only one question matters: does Crawford still have the hunger to defend his throne?
Terence Crawford against Jaron Ennis, for me, is the best fight in American boxing. But it needs to be a payday for Crawford that would get him interested, because Crawford knows how good Boots is. And I'm not saying that Crawford thinks he's going to lose to Boots, but he knows that is a real fight. But for me, Boots is the new Crawford. We've just got to go out and get the fights to show how great he is.
In a recent Showtime Sports Live interview, Boots looked straight into the camera and said, "I want Bud. Forget the talk. Let's make it happen." It wasn't the first time he mentioned Crawford's name, but this one felt different. He said it right after Crawford made history by defeating Canelo Alvarez, becoming the first man to ever go undisputed in 3 separate weight classes. The timing was no accident. Boots used the spotlight of Bud's victory to put himself center stage.
But I think you gotta lean more towards Canelo, because like I said before, he been putting big guys out and down, and Canelo not even really a 68-pounder. He probably really should be at 60, maybe. And he been hurting these guys. I think he be dropping these guys and things like that. So, and them guys be way bigger than him come fight night. I know that for sure. They be probably close to 200 pounds, and he dropping those guys like that. So, I don't know. It's gonna be a great fight. The fans want to see it. So, so be it.
Boots isn't just calling out a champion, he's calling out a legacy. With a record of 34-0 and 30 knockouts, he's dominated everyone in front of him. Still, critics argue he hasn't faced anyone on Crawford's level, and Boots knows that. That's why this call-out carried weight. It wasn't trash talk, it was a challenge to the throne.
I beat this guy. It's an excuse. I beat this guy. He's too young or whatever. So I'm never really going to give my full respect until afterwards. Yes, it's a lot of people that's changing their narrative. Like, man, y'all watching something great right now, and we not appreciating it. And it's sad to say that we waking up at the tail end of his career. We really didn't realize it until now, when he's like doing extraordinary stuff, like going up 2 weight classes to fight the best fighter in that division, the #1 guy that's the face of boxing, and the way that I handled that, people like, oh man, something had to be wrong. Canelo had to be washed, or Canelo just wasn't in it. And I see people saying, oh, Turkey paid for Canelo to lose, so I just think, when you that much better than the competition, people not going to give you credit until they sit down and look at it and just be like, man, that dude was good.
Crawford was in Omaha celebrating his victory parade when Boots' clip went viral. Social media exploded with comments: Bud vs. Boots 2026, Old Lion vs. New Lion, pound for pound war incoming. But when reporters asked Crawford for his reaction, he didn't rush. He smiled, then gave an answer that shifted the entire narrative.
Would you consider going back down to 154 and face Jaron Ennis, the guy who prepared Canelo Alvarez for this fight?
Nope. I ain't going down 154.
Crawford didn't dodge the question or play humble. He looked into the camera and said, "I hear everybody calling my name after I make history, but where were y'all when I was chasing fights? Boots can keep calling, but you don't call up to the mountain, you climb it."
Now you got Boots Ennis who's in your weight class.
Definitely.
What do you think about him?
Oh, he's very, very talented. He's unproven, but he's very talented.
Yeah.
The eye test tells it all. He's got the it, but we haven't seen him against any elite fighter. We've never seen him tested. So until then, we just going to keep saying, oh, Boots, 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 until he meet that fighter that's going to test him.
Is that a fight that you would be interested in?
Nah, it just don't make sense right now in my career. Like I said, especially money-wise, don't nobody really know Boots, but
right.
I'm looking for bigger and better challenges like Canelo.
You're just looking for the big ones.
Yeah.
The big fish.
Yeah.
Fish fry.
That definitely. Definitely. Them the guys I'm looking for,
He didn't disrespect Boots, he simply reminded the world that there's a difference between earning a shot and asking for it. Boots has the youth, the power, the flash. But Crawford? He's got experience. He's got the fight IQ that ends careers. And according to his coach, Brian "Bomac" McIntyre, they're not losing any sleep. He told Fight Hub TV that Crawford still has big fights left, he just needs to choose the right one.
As his trainer, do you feel like he should just sail off into the sunset after this monumental
Well,
win?
you know what? He made it look so easy. You know what I'm saying? Got 2-3 more in him. You know what I'm saying? Train camp will try harder. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think a move to 160 would make sense?
If you want to do it, it'd be a challenge. If you want to challenge yourself, yeah, I don't mind.
Crawford's camp knows his worth. After conquering 3 divisions and dethroning Canelo, Bud is sitting at the very top of the food chain. And that's why this moment matters. The hunter has officially become the hunted.
Just feel that Jaron Ennis against Terence Crawford is the fight. And that can be at 54, it can be at 60. Obviously we've got Lima to take care of first, but that for me is one of the great, crossover fights, because Boots is the changing of the guard guy. And Crawford's the guy that's been there and done it all and just proved, that he's still very much in his prime.
Let's be real. Crawford versus Boots wouldn't just be another fight, it would be the fight boxing desperately needs. Stylistically, it's a dream clash. Crawford is the definition of precision, a switch-hitting sniper who calculates every punch like a chess move. He fights with rhythm, patience, and IQ that dissects opponents round by round. Boots, on the other hand, is chaos, a storm with relentless footwork, explosive combinations, and constant pressure. He forces the pace, shrinks the ring, and turns chess into a street fight. It's calculated calm versus raw aggression.
What do you like watching now?
Terence Crawford, one of my favorites to watch now. I love Terence Crawford, and I like to watch NUA too. NUA can fight. And you know who else I like to watch though? I like to watch Boots.
Oh, okay.
Boots, yeah. I love watching Boots. Boots got game.
I love fighting.
People don't understand, Boots got game. You know what I mean? Boots, every now and then he messes on the defense a little bit, but Boots got game.
Boots versus Terence Crawford.
Now, Boots hasn't proven himself enough to tell me for me to say that he gonna beat Terence Crawford, because Terence Crawford is a different kind of animal.
Proven.
You feel me? Proven stud. You understand where I'm coming from? But Boots, if anybody could be Bud in the future, it would probably be a Boots, because Boots got enough tools to beat anybody.
And that's exactly what makes this matchup so intriguing, a collision of 2 completely different philosophies.
Who they are cancels out each other as far as height. They both switch hitters, lift, and everything. All of that cancels out each other. So they are literally the same people, pretty much. The only difference is Crawford done been in the big stage against big fighters so many times. And also, with age, he didn't beat up his body, so his age is actually good. He got the grown man strength. He not just grown man strength, but he built on top of that. Like, look at him at 135. He was a little scrawny dude. He wasn't a big dude. Now look at him. He ripped up everything. He's strong. So
Sure.
I feel like he got everything, all the experience, all the knowledge. So I got to go with Crawford.
For years, fans complained that elite fighters avoided each other at their peaks. But Crawford shattered that narrative. He destroyed Errol Spence in his prime. Then he moved up and dethroned Canelo Alvarez in his own division. That's not just winning, that's rewriting boxing standards.
Saw you before the fight, the Crawford-Canelo fight, and you had a Cavs hat on. This time you've got a GOAT hat on. Is that how you're feeling? I know it says Muhammad Ali, but is that how you're feeling about Bud's performance, about his whole career?
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling that way, man. Go. Greatest of all time, man. You got to give it to him. You got to give it to him. You got to give it to his coaches, not just me, Saul Red, Bernie, Chet, nutritionists. You know, everybody played a part.
Canelo said he's way better than Mayweather. What do you think to that?
Who, Terence?
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Of course. Of course he is.
Now, fans demand greatness every time he steps into the ring. They don't want random opponents, they want danger. And that's why Boots is the perfect test. Crawford is 38 years old, with maybe 2 or 3 fights left in him. Before he retires, the people want him to face the storm head-on. No tune-ups, no easy paydays. Just the very best, because that's how Bud built his legacy, daring to be great when others played it safe.
Man, great. Bud always been like that. Without a question, solid. You know what I'm saying? Solid.
You think there's anything left for him, Coach, or is it time for Bud to move on? Or
I'm trying to figure out who he gonna fight next.
160, you can see him fight
I wouldn't do nothing crazy. He looked at excellent. Hey, he looked at excellent.
Is there anybody?
No, I'm trying to figure out what their team gonna do next. I want to see what's
He's
next.
talking about 160, Coach. I mean, the only thing down there is maybe like a middleweight tournament, 2 fights undisputed, something like that. But if not that, then what for Bud?
Who?
Well, they were talking about Jaron Ennis going to 160, possibly going. Jaron Ennis going to 160.
If he go to 160, then we got another mega fight.
You think that's a mega fight?
I don't know that yet, but I'm saying, and the boxing fans that know boxing would say that's another mega fight.
What would?
And that's what makes Crawford unique. In today's boxing world, where headlines often matter more than heart, Terence Crawford feels like the last real fighter standing.
Canelo couldn't really keep up with him. He was too fast. His feet, footwork was too good.
Do you think the scores was right on, or do you think maybe it was a little more towards Bud?
What was the scorecards?
115, 113, 116, 112.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah?
I feel like Bud damn near basically won every round, so
yeah.
But yeah, that's about right. You can say that.
Now, with this accomplishment, Keyshawn, is he on the Mount Rushmore of
Hell
boxers?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah?
3-time undisputed. Mm-hmm. He just beat Canelo.
Yeah.
The face of boxing. So now you can say Bud is the face of boxing.
Greatest of all time, or?
Greatest of all time.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it can never be one great, but he definitely one of the greatest of all time for sure.
Look around, the sport is drowning in spectacle. Jake Paul is preparing for an exhibition against Gervonta Davis.
You know, if you like that YouTube fake boxing stuff, cool. If you're a real boxing fan who doesn't like that, I feel them on that. But as a boxer, you know, if your heart's not in it, go get your money. I mean, at the end of the day, it's you in there and nobody else. So go get your money if your heart's not in it. But if you're fighting for legacy, that's not the way to go. That should be like your last fight, the last thing you do. You know, if you're trying to, you know, build a legacy. But I don't think he chases legacy no more. Like, he even said he's not the face of boxing.
Floyd Mayweather is planning another comeback, this time against Mike Tyson, purely for pay-per-view clicks. These aren't real fights anymore, they're entertainment shows. Lights, cameras, gloves, but no real stakes.
Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather is happening. What the f is going on? This is where boxing is in 2025. And listen, I'm not going to complain because I understand the layout of things. We already had Jake Paul, Mike Tyson. We have Jake Paul, Gervonta Tank Davis. This feels like the Temu version of it. And that sounds crazy because we have 2 of the greatest of all time about to participate in this, but both of them are about 30 years past their sell-by date in an exhibition bout in which their weights will be 60 to 70 to 80 pounds different. If you got on board with Jake and Mike, it was because at least they were going to weigh the same. I don't even know what to think. Someone on Twitter said it perfectly. Either everybody in the world is going to want to watch this or 10,000 people will watch it. Probably both men want a shit ton of money and they're being promised a shit ton of money, but it's happening.
Meanwhile, Crawford keeps chasing what can't be bought, legacy. He doesn't need a YouTuber to sell tickets. He doesn't need a comeback gimmick to trend. He sells fights the old school way, by being the best in the world.
To be honest, when I set my sights on doing something, and I know what I'm capable of, it's not like a surprise to me. It's a surprise to y'all because y'all didn't believe me, you know? But for me, I knew I could do it, and I believed that I could do it. I just needed the opportunity.
Terence, when did you know that you were going to beat him? Over here on your left.
When he signed the contract.
He seemed to focus mostly on body punches, and you were hitting him in the head a lot. Was it your reach that gave you the advantage?
It was everything. You know, he wasn't hitting the body or anything. He was hitting my elbow because I was blocking it. But, you know, I think I was the better man tonight.
He's not chasing money, he's chasing immortality. That's what makes him rare. Crawford is a reminder of what boxing used to be: skill over social media, belts over brand deals.
Who do you think's better out of those two? Crawford or Mayweather?
I think Crawford is better, bigger. He's actually he moved in weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter. Mayweather is really good too, though. You can knock him as well. You know, he's very talented. It would have been a tough fight, but I think Crawford would have had the edge over Mayweather because of the long arms and because he's bigger. You know what I'm saying? And he would have kept him at bay. It would have been hard for Mayweather to counter, maybe. But Mayweather's definitely a technician. I mean, like Crawford said, you know, Mayweather has his era, and Crawford, this is his era.
That's why so many old school legends, from Shane Mosley to Roy Jones Jr., stand behind him. Because Crawford isn't just winning fights, he's restoring credibility to a sport that's losing it fast. While others turn boxing into a circus, Bud is keeping the sweet science alive. Every move he makes now carries history.
A fight that makes a whole lot of sense, and a fight that stylistically will be, oh my goodness, is a fight between Terence Crawford and Jaron Boots Ennis.
I don't think I think that's going backwards for Terence.
To that point, Jaron doesn't have the kind of accolades. He doesn't sell to the mass and all these. So this fight was perfect timing for both these guys.
Both camps are circling each other. No contracts yet, but the noise is pointing toward mid-2026.
I'm trying to tell you, 154, man, it's mine. 154 is mine, and they're gonna see, you know, and they're gonna see, and just stay tuned. And like I said, when I handle business October 11th, we're gonna see.
The biggest question: weight class. Crawford is comfortable at 168, while Boots reigns at 147. That's a massive gap. Most analysts believe they'll meet around 160, middleweight territory. If it happens, Crawford could become the first man in history to fight for undisputed titles in 4 divisions. Right now, he stands at 42-0. No losses. No controversies. 3-time undisputed champion.
I thought Terence fought a virtuoso fight. Terence never let Canelo get into a rhythm. Terence never allowed Canelo to get anything going, and I didn't think he could do it for 12 rounds. I thought that the first 3 or 4 rounds were going to be difficult for Canelo for that reason, but Terence was able to do it for 12 rounds, and in the later part of the fight, he kind of pushed the fight more than I think people expected, which is the mark of a superstar, man.
If Crawford beats Boots, it's over. He cements himself as the greatest modern boxer, maybe the greatest ever. If he loses, it becomes a passing of the torch moment we haven't seen since Ollie Frazier. Either way, it's historic. Both men know it. Every word, every tweet, they're not just building hype, they're writing history before our eyes. Boxing is at a crossroads: half the sport chases clicks, the other half chases greatness. And in the middle of all that noise, 2 names rise above: Terence Crawford and Jaron Boots Ennis.
But I think you gotta lean more towards Canelo, because like I said before, he been putting big guys out and down, and Canelo not even really a 68 pounder. He probably really should be at 60 maybe, and he been hurting these guys. I think he be dropping these guys and things like that. So, and them guys be way bigger than him come fight night. I know that for sure. They be probably close to 200 pounds, and he dropping those guys like that. So I don't know. It's gonna be a great fight. The fans want to see it, so so be it. I think Crawford should take a warm up fight. At like 60 or like at least at 60, just to get his body, to feeling of somebody a little bit bigger, and things like that. I know when you go up a weight, you gotta develop that power and not develop the power, but like put that muscle on and be heavier and things like that. So he might not want to take a fight because he's trying to build up right now, but I think he should just to stay sharp and that way he don't have like a long layoff or anything like that.
One man has built his legacy. The other is coming for it. And if these two finally share the same ring, it won't just be a fight, it'll be a generational reckoning. Because when greatness collides with youth, something explosive always follows. So what do you think? Is Boots really ready for Bud? Or will Crawford remind him why they call him the most dangerous man in boxing? Drop your thoughts in the comments, don't forget to like this video, and subscribe to Fight Field.